Hey YouTube, how are you all doing today? I'm Original Bon Jovi, leader of Skirata Gaming, bringing you a Throwback Thursday commentary with gameplay from Modern Warfare Remastered. Now this is my first lobby on MWR in 5 months, so you'll have to forgive me for being a bit rusty. In our podcast, soundcloud.com/banterwagon, Tygan and I took some time to weigh the arguments for and against a potential Modern Warfare 2 Remastered. I guarantee that every Call of Duty fan, past or present, has heard something about MW2 making a comeback in the near future. Texerdo and Gamers Intel have shared articles all over Facebook and Twitter in which they proudly boast information about this. In turn, the headlines have been turned into, well, ironically, anti-Fortnite memes. People are just talking about it everywhere. I've encountered MW2 Remastered conversations at work, at the gas station, you name it. So there are 3 important premises that show why a remastered Modern Warfare 2 is highly improbable. But before I dive into those, I'll give you the overarching reason for why it is totally false to expect such a game. And that is, Activision never said a word. Allow me to repeat that in case anybody zoned out. Activision has never, ever mentioned anything along the lines of another remastered Call of Duty title, let alone Modern Warfare 2. The fan site Charlie Intel says that they have yet to address the rumors, as if it's been left open-ended by the Activision PR gurus, but that's simply not a valid argument. Making the arbitrary claim that MW2 could be revamped based on pure speculation does not lend the case any credibility. Why would Activision respond? There's no need to entertain what is essentially fanfiction. Alright, to be fair, they did announce a set of remastered games that would be released this year. Leaked information tells us that it will most likely be the old Spyro the Dragon trilogy. How one gets Modern Warfare 2 out of a fire-breathing fantasy reptile, I have no idea. Let's take a look at the main 3 reasons why this is absurd. Number 1. 2018 is a Treyarch year and Modern Warfare 2 is an Infinity Ward game. This is by far the most obvious one of the bunch. Treyarch is developing what we believe to be called Black Ops 4, which will come out in November. They would have nothing to do with an Infinity Ward game, much less the remastering of one. Black Ops is the most profitable and beloved series in Call of Duty history. We go over the specifics in our podcast, but the gist of it is Black Ops 4 will stand alone. David Vonderhaar would not settle for his game being undervalued and bundled with another one. One might then ask whether or not Modern Warfare 2 could be remastered in 2019, when its Infinity Ward's turn to crank out a game. After all, it will be the 10th anniversary of its initial release. These next couple reasons don't depend on the hypothetical year of release though, nor the studio in question. Number 2. Limited time and limited money. For those of us on the receiving end of the Call of Duty franchise, I think it's easy to underestimate just how much time and money goes into the making of a game. The Modern Warfare Remastered game took nearly 2 years to complete, and even then, it didn't include the original DLC content upon release. Modern Warfare 2 was one of the most expensive video games of all time, so to regurgitate it in its entirety with the newest technology available would far surpass the previous remaster in expense. I've heard people object to this, saying, Activision will do whatever it takes if they think they can make just a dime. Okay, but will they really? I'm sure they could make money on any game they put out, but we don't see other remastered titles just popping up like weeds. World at War here, Black Ops 2 there, maybe Call of Duty 3 someplace else? No. It also totally ignores the reason why MWR was made in the first place. Activision anticipated a negative reception of Infinite Warfare, and they needed something to basically bribe the consumers with. Here's something that looks pretty bad, like Black Ops 3 only not as exciting, but we'll throw in a shiny version of the game that literally made your childhood just for fun. See how that works? They had to do that, or Infinite Warfare would have sunk worse than it did anyway. Assuming that Infinity Ward finally learned their lesson, there's no inherent reason to package another game along with their new one. The cost would far exceed the benefit. Number 3. A house divided against itself cannot stand, at least not for very long. We saw this play out excruciatingly last year. Some people played MWR, some played Infinite, but there wasn't a whole lot of back and forth. The Modern Warfare fans got bored pretty quick, and within a few months matchmaking became harder and harder. Once Overwatch became popular, that pretty much did it for both of them. Splitting up into boots and jetpack groups was a terrible idea to begin with. It weakened the community to the point that basically everyone had deserted by the fall, and we can see that very divide carry over into World War II. It's playing out with Fortnite rather than MWR, I understand, though the fact remains, COD fans are very unhappy and have been for quite some time. Repeating this mistake, presumably after a great Treyarch game, would, I think, be the end of the franchise. People have already played their fair share of Modern Warfare 2, and whether it's considered the best COD of all time or not is ultimately irrelevant. They will get bored, another game will draw their attention, and that'll be it. So, with all of this in mind, I say we have very good reason to believe that Modern Warfare 2 will not be remastered this year, nor next year. I personally think the option may be on the table for after they stop producing new Call of Duties way off in the future. Maybe a remastered Modern Warfare trilogy or a Black Ops series just for old time's sake, kind of like Spyro the Dragon will be this year. Who knows? But for now, our time would be better spent looking at other ideas. What do you guys think? Have I adequately disproved the rumors, or is there still room for some debate? Feel free to leave a comment below and let me know your thoughts. Hit that like button, subscribe, and don't forget that we're giving out free wristbands to members of the Discord channel. Join it, then send me a private message to get yours ASAP. I'm Original Bon Jovi, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.